Welcome to College Football Update. We appreciate you guys being here with us on this Tuesday night, talking a little football. Hope you guys are enjoying the season. You should be if your team is not North Carolina, but we'll get there a little bit later. Yo, real quick, today is the 23rd of September. I wanted to do something. We did not go on, me and Janae, for Let's Talk Football yesterday, so I wasn't able to do this, but I want to shout out my brother, Jared Spencer. 22nd is his birthday, so big ups to Jared, man.
Happy birthday.
Panthers fan and ODU alum, so you know he was sitting on his high horse when they got dub. His Tech. Oh yeah, he was loving that. So he don't really.
Well, then his Panthers on Sunday, that was big too.
I mean, 30-0. I mean, what a weekend. Yeah. Come on now. I'll take it. So yeah, shout out to him. I'm actually going down there this weekend. My birthday is on Friday, so I'm going down there doing a kind of joint birthday thing, and just chilling out, enjoying watching college football. You know how that goes. Mm-hmm. So where else would I rather be? But look, we got to get into this thing. We're talking college football, and Tuesday nights. We always know around Tuesdays, the new AP poll comes out around, Sunday? And
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon it comes out. So we're going to go ahead and bring it up now. Here we go. And Alex, I mean, some teams are out. Some teams have moved up. I mean, it's a little interesting. Let's go right up with it. Ohio State at 1. Miami moves up to number 2. Penn State, LSU, and Georgia round at the top 5. Oregon, OU, Florida State, A&M, and Texas round at the top 10. Indiana, Texas Tech after that big win over Utah. Ole Miss, Iowa State, and Tennessee go to the top 15. Georgia Tech, Bama, Vandy, Michigan, and Mizzou up to the top 20. And then USC, Notre Dame still in the top 25. Illinois still in there. TCU and BYU. I mean, there's been some movement. Obviously, some teams, Utah being one of them, dropped out of the top 25. I think Auburn, we talked about that. They dropped out of the top 25. When you look at this, movement was made. Bama dropped a little bit, even though they didn't play. What are your thoughts about the top 25 thus far, man?
Well, I think they got it right moving Miami to 2. I really do. I think based off the start of the season that they've had, I mean, you look at, for example, Penn State hasn't played anybody yet. Massive matchup with Oregon this coming weekend. We'll see what they really are on both sides. LSU, we thought that Clemson win was, oh my God, what a win. What a way to start the season. We see Clemson now. It's not a big win anymore. It doesn't mean really anything as far as the CFP committee and all that will be concerned. So they don't have a big win yet either, because Florida isn't doing much. Clemson isn't doing much. It's not their fault, but compared to what we expected before from those teams to what we're getting now, they don't have a big win. Right. Georgia has the big win against Tennessee. To me, I think the way my top 5 would go, now I know I sent a different one on Sunday. Had some more time to think about it. My whole notion, as much as I hate to say this, is you're number 1 if you're the defending champs until you get knocked off. So Ohio State should be number 1. Right. Miami would be number 2. I'd put Penn State 3. I don't feel great about it, but Penn State 3. I'd go. Actually, no. I'm going to put OU 3. I think no, Georgia 3, OU 4, Penn State 5 is what I would.
Ooh, I like that.
You gotta reward some of those other teams for winning some games against top 25 opponents.
I agree. For me, I'm with you on Ohio State. I'm with you on Miami. I'm moving LSU up. I know they struggled a little bit with Florida. I know the Clemson game is not as much, but I think what I've seen from their defense, I like it. And I like their games. Yeah, I like their matchups as opposed to the Penn State matchups. In fact, I would actually potentially drop Penn State out of the top 5 to maybe 6. I'd move Oregon up to 4, right in front of Georgia. I cannot take away that win against Georgia that Georgia had against Tennessee. Great game in which they came back down 14 and ended up winning it in overtime. And I saw you and I talked about it last time about seeing Gunnar Stockton and really kind of seeing him elevate his game in that team. He did that week. But then you go to the top five or go out of the top five, and obviously it says Oregon, OU, Florida State, A&M, Texas. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Obviously we'll talk about OU, and now they're gonna be without Mateer for a little bit of time, so I wonder how that plays into it. But when I look at 10 and 11, I mean, Indiana, we had questions about Indiana at one point, and then they blew the doors off a team that was technically ranked 10 spots higher than Illinois, and Texas has Arch standing over a Sam Houston State player. Yeah. And I'm not gonna dog one player on that, but you put 55 on Sam Houston State is not the same as putting 60 something on a Big Ten team. So I would move Indiana up into the top 10. What do you think about the next five and then even up to the top 15?
So as far as Texas goes, my one argument for them staying in the top 10 is they did still go toe-to-toe with the number one team. Mm-hmm. They didn't win that game, but they went step for step with them about 55 minutes. So to me, Texas still has to be a top 10 team for that reason alone. I think what's crazy, though, and listening to a few different people talk college football over the last couple of days, it's crazy that realistically there's not that much difference between Ohio State at 1 and say all the way down to Texas Tech, Ole Miss at 12-13 there. Like there's a lot of teams that while there may be a couple steps where it's like, okay, these guys are our top 5, these guys are the next 5, and then these guys are the group after. There's not that gap we used to have. There's not, Ohio State, Miami, those teams in the top 5 are head and shoulders above everyone else. It's no, if you're putting them up against that 11-15, they should win that game. But we look at it, Georgia took overtime to beat Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Like it's Ohio State came right down to the wire against Texas. Obviously Oregon and Penn State are about to play each other. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma, Texas, like a lot of this is going to sort itself out, but there isn't that massive gap in college football there used to be. So, I mean, we can pinpoint like these guys should be 1 or 2 higher. These guys should be here and there, but there hasn't been anybody to truly separate themselves this year.
Right. I think, the separation that we kind of saw was more towards Indiana and them being a top, 10, 15, top 12 team in the country as opposed to Illinois, and them being like, okay, they maybe we'll push them down a little bit. I'm glad they're still in the top 25, but to your point, I mean, it really can go any type of way. We've seen Georgia Tech play big against a Georgia team. We've seen Bama, who Bama has to play Georgia this weekend. So to your point about things working themselves out, Misador, shout out to him in the comments. What's going on, man? Saying FSU will be top 5 after their victory over Miami.
They beat Miami, put them up to top 3.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to, and I mean, as the more success that Alabama has, I think you really just have
better
to
it looks for Florida State. Yes,
exactly,
100%.
So I'm right on board with that. Now you go with Texas Tech, big win. I go Texas Tech, Ole Miss, in Iowa State. All of them have had legit games. Obviously, Texas Tech coming off that Utah game, which is a big win there. And those 3 are, I think, did you start? I think they're still up there, but do you start asking that question? How good are they for real? You know what I mean? Ole Miss, obviously against LSU coming up. Iowa State has had some big wins, but then you look at it, they beat Kansas State, and then what has Kansas State really done since then? So how tested are these teams in there? And then obviously Tennessee, we've seen they're kind of battle tested. But as far as top 15, I mean, I think we're good on that.
There's not like we can. again, with that, there not really being a gap, you could pretty much argue anyone in that 16 through 20 to be in that 11 through 15. Like, there's no, like, you could tell me Alabama's the 11th best team right now, and I'd probably be like, yeah, okay. Like,
right.
As far as in the grand scheme of things, the week 5 AP poll doesn't really mean anything. So,
No.
it's mainly a talking point, but at the same time, it does set you up better for the CFP poll if you're higher in the AP poll, obviously. So, and we're about a month away from that. Usually, it's right around Halloween is when we get the first AP poll or the first CFP poll. So, there's going to be a lot of positioning and a ton of movement by them because there's so many matchups from now till the beginning of November in this top 25 alone. So I can't wait to see how this shakes out.
Oh, absolutely. And another part about that is right now you're finally starting to get into conference play, which also plays a big role in where these guys end up. Because, you can struggle somewhat throughout the season, maybe loss or two, but if you make it into your conference championship and win, all of a sudden you're hopped up, you're elevated into
you're right into the playoff, yeah.
Right. So that's going to be interesting. I'm looking at the rest, and to your point, most of these teams interchangeable. But then you start going lower. There's some teams out. We talked about South Carolina, Utah, Auburn, those guys going out. And then TCU coming up, BYU getting in there. Is there anybody that you think maybe should be in here? Maybe a Maryland after, going undefeated. Maybe, obviously USC's up in here, but is there anybody that maybe should be in, or you're just good with letting it play out?
It's hard to say. For example, like a Maryland has a good argument, but there's so many of these teams that were 4-0, but it's like, who have you really played? Right? So that's why this conference play is so major, because we're about to get like matchups now, because it's not for just because I look to that corner of the AP poll, it's not Georgia playing Austin P. It's not Michigan playing Central Michigan. It's like we're getting good matchups now. We're getting good on good in these conferences that are strong conferences, like the Big 12, Big 10, SEC. There's really 5, 6, 7 teams that you could legitimately say if 1 or 2 games go right for them, they're in the conference championship game. So there's so much variety and parity right now in college football, which makes it so amazing to just sit back and watch. Like, I'm so glad Michigan's on the bye this weekend.
Right.
With all these big matchups going, I'm just get my popcorn ready, just sit there and watch.
Exactly. And you can take a breath.
Yep.
You don't have to stress. But yeah, to your point, so many big name matchups coming up. We talked about Oregon, Penn State, obviously Alabama versus Georgia. I mean, it's going to be
Ole Miss,
crazy
LSU,
to watch. Yes.
USC, Illinois.
Yeah. And we might need to talk a little Ole Miss LSU, because apparently the linebacker from LSU is he sending a message to the head coach.
Dayton Lane Kiffins' daughter,
Come on now. You talk about trolling.
Yeah.
Good gracious. So, this, to Alex's point, this is so interchangeable. Next week, it will for sure be different because of the fact that a number of these teams play each other. And you're starting to see some of those pins fall. Who wins? How do they win? All this stuff plays a part. So definitely stay tuned, because as this season comes, like Alex said, towards Halloween, then we start getting that CFP rankings and things like that. Then we start to really see where all these pieces are going to fall. And hey, I can't wait. I love just watching it all fall into play, man.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, buddy.